Hi there. As you guys all know, I've had issues with my online service where I couldn't really stream, I couldn't really do anything. I tried to do a couple of episodes of Mod the Planet, for example, where I would mod stuff live and get it done. Very bad connection, huh? I'm trying. Okay. So, basically, what I'm doing here is I'm testing out my new connection. We just got rid of Time Warner. We're going AT&T, but the main thing is that they actually moved the router. So it's very possible. I'm going to take a look at how bad this looks. It could look pretty bad. I don't know, man. But I thought, maybe we should make a show where Friday night I'm just drinking some bourbon and talking and chatting and everything else. Let's see how bad this is. Let's kill this. Well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not too skippy around or anything like that. So, anyway, I wanted to make this show for one, when I'm drinking some bourbon and when I'm usually gluing darts or working on blasters, what have you. Number two, to field questions from you, because right now I've got my other computer, which is right here. Look, it's a mirror me. Ah! You see that? Yeah, it's a mirror me, and I've got this chat room here, and I'm going to field your questions at the same time. Do be patient. Sometimes I could have my hands just full of glue. I could have a lot of things going on at once. This is the Owl Ranch, by the way. What the hell does Owl Ranch mean, by the way? Well, it's basically what I name my my workshop. For the most part, it's named after Hunter S. Thompson's little abode where he could shoot stuff as people and things. Even the guy that comes to the door and works on his door and just he doesn't like a door lock, he just shoots a .357 Magnum at the door and says, hey, fix it, but yeah, fun. So let's get some drinking started, man. I have got so I'm down to 2 days a week drinking. I drink every Wednesday or Friday, every Wednesday and Saturday. So it's not that I want to get rid of drinking entirely, because I don't. But, I do want to cut it down just a little bit. And that's a double Jack Daniels right there. And this is technically bourbon, by the way. Even though they call it sour mash whiskey, it is actually a bourbon. They just don't call it, for whatever reason, they don't call it a bourbon. I don't know why. But it actually qualifies as bourbon. Made in Bourbon County, the whole 9 yards. Oh, yes. And the town that Jack Daniels is in is actually a dry county, which is kind of crazy. I don't understand why it's a dry county. Now, how does a guy that sifts through the barrels actually test Jack Daniels? Like Wild Turkey, they have like a tester that goes and tests all the barrels, make sure it's cool. Yeah. So there it is. Got a couple people in the chat, but I don't see. Yeah, but nobody said hello. Hey, say hi, people. Hello. Don't be shy. I won't bite hard, So let's see here. Gotta do a little bit of blaster maintenance here. Okay, this is a first ever Corona mag. Okay, got detachable barrel. So I moved it to a detachable barrel kind of a mod. And there's two things. One, I can put a barrel extension on this. I can put an Ultramatch port on it, or I can put a Merlin square. This is the same one that is typically on typically on the Type AR. Nice thing about this system is it's switchable. So I can primary with this. This is my 200 foot per second blaster right here. Or I can go to the AR, which is single shot 300 and above. And I can do a lot of things, but the main thing is wax treatment. Hey, NorCal, woo! Nerm, what's up, my friend? How are you doing? That's great. Yeah, I don't know how well this is doing or not, but it seems to be doing a lot better. I'm really happy that they moved the modem. I'm like, I can do live broadcast. That's great. So what we're going to do right now is try to find my little can of pledge. And I am going to take this. And I'm going to take this little can of pledge. And I'm going to spray this in here. Okay. This is how I wax treat barrels. So when I'm sitting here drinking bourbon, I just do this. So I'm going to load it into my magazine. I know I'm one of those obsolete people that's going to use Katana mags for eternity, but you know what? I got my reasons. Okay, so let's see. So what I did is I filled that whole entire back recess area with Pledge. Now, Pledge, when it wipes off, has some Jack Daniels rye. That is extra tasty. Yeah. I haven't tried the rye yet. I tried the Wild Turkey rye before. I like it. Yeah, I'm just drinking Old Number 7 myself right now. But technically, that is a bourbon. It's pretty cool, according to the guy who took the tour. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot my target on the side of the room. There it is. Okay. So, now, I don't know, it's going to be hard to show, but if you were to look at this with a light on the inside of it, the entire inside of it is covered in wax. You can see how it doesn't look shiny in there. It's all satin. That's all Pledge on the inside of it now. So what it did is it took the inside of it with the Merlin on it, and it pledged the whole inside. Now I'm going to take this. I'm going to close the breech. Actually, I'm going to remove them. I'm going to use an empty mag. Close the breech. And the way I like to dry fire blasters, and it helps because you're not grind catching. Like in Singapore, a lot of people would grind catch. Like they would hold it and do that. Alan Turbino, what he does is he locks it back, he pulls the trigger, and then goes for it. So you're never grinding the catch. See, Alan Turbino does it correctly because he knows a lot about firearms and stuff. He's actually a pretty good marksman. But what I do is I just will hold the front of it, and yeah, so that the plunger doesn't slam into it. It also tests to make sure it's airtight. That's the other thing it does. So, okay, there we go. Chronomag is done. So now I'm going to do this to... Oh, come on. Where am I going to stash this thing? How's my girl work? I'm going to do this to the... Oh, yeah. LT. Okay, so... Let's see here. You got to shoot something with this thing on the way out. I don't know. There's just something about shooting a piece of cardboard or something with the LT. I bow it out a little. That way it covers it real good. Let's put a little on the outside here. Alright, so let's show this a little before and after, shall we? Okay, so here we are. See how shiny it is on the inside of it? Yeah. We're going to put this in. Now, of course, you know, Bird of Prey is a supported brass coupler. The brass coupler is right here. It's kind of like a CBPC coupler, except it's supported by this piece of polyethylene and by the frame. The very tops of the frames are actually fiberglass. 3 layers. 1 layer on each side of crazy glue and fiberglass, and 2 of epoxy. So this thing is really strong. But the main thing is that this and this stop here and here at the same time. That's the main thing with a Bird of Prey. A lot of people don't really understand. We gotta shoot something. What should we shoot? What should we shoot, guys? What should we shoot? And don't say myself. I don't want to get shot this thing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got it. And this is plastic. This is rubber head. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Let's see. I don't know. It's 291 foot per second blaster. Almost 300. I have gotten 300s out of this. Let's see here. Oh, it actually did not go through. Ah, what a jip. I thought that was going to go through for sure. Yeah, this is one tough box. Anyway, usually it goes through. But now, let's look at this. You saw the before, and there's the after. See how it's like satin now? That is all covered with nicely splattered Pledge. So all through the barrel, the very front, the very back, the whole 9 yards, pretty even color. I might want to do another actually. Didn't quite get it entirely, but let's do this. Do another. You know, maybe I should shoot it with an Nah, I don't want to shoot it with an FNJ. If it can't do it with rubber, I am not impressed. I mean, cardboard with FNJs, that's like, oh no, come on, don't be out. This could be like totally out, oh shit. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, Chris, you madman. Oh, wait, we got a little. We're like barely scraping the barrel on this can of Pledge. I like to use, oh, there we go. I like to use all the Pledge in the can because the very bottom of it doesn't have any air in it. Doesn't have any crap in it, you know? I still gotta take a sip of bourbon, man. Hold on 1 second. Okay. We gotta shoot something and destroy it. What, though? I'm only using a rubber tip. Hold on. I'm thinking this thing of darts that was full of darts. I like to use Scotch boxes to store darts. Okay, rubber head. Booyah. Dude, this normally would bust it. I think that the pledge slows it down or something. I don't know. Shouldn't, though. It's lubricant. Yeah. So my friend is, I have some genuine rye that is extra tasty. Cool, cool. But how is it? Is it like really smooth? Really cool? Okay, here we go. A little more even of a coat. Yeah, that's what it does to it, essentially. It just basically makes it so that this has this. And the other thing I like to do with the Bird of Prey couplers, I think I'll just do this, is I like to take the outside of this and just kind of wipe some wax on it. I'm always talking about all these little processes I do. I never really show them to people when it meets. Well, they're already done, so I never really get to show people what's what. I never really show them the videos. Okay, so put a little wax, a little bit of pledge on there. I'm gonna let that dry overnight. Yep. And I'm going to do that. Just have a drink. I need some liquor, man. I'm like, ooh, yeah. That's really nice, fully flavored and still smooth. Nice. I gotta try their rye. I do. I kind of like the old number 7. Like, last time I tried their honey, I just felt there was too much honey in it. Like, I actually mixed it 50-50 with Jack Daniels. Yeah. Really nice. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go some darts. Let's go do some darts. Everybody's heard about my dart gluing process. I'm sure you have. No one's really ever seen me do it except on videos. But it's not really like as it's being done. That's kind of post-production. Well, I think that's kind of a fucking jip, so let's do this, shall we? Right now we're just going to do gluing. Here we have about 200 or so Pacti heads. Most of these were removed from old used heads. Okay? And I had taken all of this glue off. But this nice thing with the Pacti glue is not only does it not shatter when it hits something, not only can it withstand just extreme high pressures the way I glue it, and you'll see why in a second, is 1, the curing process, and 2, I'm taking all the air out of the glue laminate. And 3, this is like really slow cure glue. This glue right here is excellent. So let's see here. I'm going to take a box like this, just like this, so I can lay it down. And we're going to glue. We're going to glue some darts. I need to glue some darts for next week because next week I got a war, 26. Schoon's got a war. It's kind of a BTA tester war. So I do need to get some darts. It's 250 limit because it's a quick flag. And I think I might be doing some 5-on-5. I'm not sure. Okay, so here's the go-to. Twist this off. So basically you take this right here. This is just a silicone head, and I put a little dab like this and a little bit on the back there. Okay, so there is my dart. I squeeze it just very ever so slightly. What am I doing when I do that? I'm creating like a vacuum. So when I release it, there's a slight vacuum in it. And I'm taking the head and I'm twisting the glue on the head. Now, got this little extra glue. Take my finger, wipe it off. I wipe all of it off because it's a lot easier to take off when it's wet. It's a lot harder to take off when it's dry. And I'll just put it in a corner. It'll stand up. I'll just put it in a corner like that. What I'm doing now is I'm making it so that the glue settles to the bottom, the air rises to the top, and by tomorrow, these are going to be completely airless. So I take my next dart, I'll take my excess glue, I'll run at my finger like this. Like that. Yeah, I know I have done tens of thousands of darts in my day, and I perfected my technique of tens of thousands of darts doing this. But the main thing is that it's just practice makes perfect sort of thing. There it is right there. Now, of course, you're going to have a lot of extra glue here, but don't worry, you wipe it off your finger. There you go. Squeeze it a little. Twist it on there, and the twisting also gets a lot of your air out as well, and it also evens out your glue joint. So now not only is the stem glued, the head and the foam is glued. Okay, now out of the box these actually are straight. Which is why I use these. These are really good. Hey, Brooke, how you doing? Dude, good show. Good show, Spam Man, man. That was a really good show. He's really interesting, man. And I got to make it to N-War this year. Okay, so same thing. Taking it like this. Yeah, so people ask me, do you use worker darts? I mean, there's some people that ask me if I use worker darts. No. If anything, I use an ACC. Like I used to clean the barrels. I just used an ACC version 3. So these right here, what you saw me cleaning those barrels with. Hey, what up? What up? Yeah, see? That's just like that. And you can see just by looking at this that the back of the foam is all crooked. The alignment of the head isn't good. You got this little extra bit of, yeah. So for a normal shooter, that's fine. For like sniper, no. You need something a little more diehard, to be perfectly honest. I am really glad. How's the video quality doing, guys? Is it doing okay? I mean, I know it's not. Yeah, and you know what? They're even better for making Steffens. It's actually really good Steffen foam. It's good open breech stuff, but they make for real good Steffens to put these new old stock pack Ds. By the way, these heads aren't even on for sale anymore. I bought them from Jayana Juni, who's a guy, by the way, who just got married in Singapore, and I bought like 2,500 of them at one point. I think I'm down to about 1,000. See? So there we go, like that. So now I get to a point where I have so much. Hey, Boom Tado! How you doing? Boomy! How are you, man? He just got 1,000 subs, bro. 1,000. Okay. So when I get to this point where I have so much glue that I'm just globbing on there, okay, I'll do that. And then I'll go tight like this. And you can see the action where I'm squeezing the dart, right? And then I'm letting it go. I'm rolling it like this. And so what it's doing is it's creating a back pressure that when you stand it up, it's just it's pulling the air from the glue. You end up with darts where there is no void in the glue whatsoever, and you need that. You need that for the kind of shooting I do. Now, do I need that if I pull out, let's say, a flywheel blaster like this? Do I need that? No. As a matter of fact, I question if the Pac-D heads with the crush is gonna shatter the cage or not. And I don't want to find out the hard way. Oh yeah, vacuum seal indeed. But it's not a complete vacuum. It's just creating, instead of like, it's creating a negative pressure. It's enough that it attracts air out of the void, any that's left. And there are little bubbles when you do it. There is a little bubbles when you apply the glue, when you move the darts, that sort of thing. So again, I'm gonna put it. Oh, by the way, what I'm doing here is I'm moving it around these rings, because this dart has rings. I'll show you in detail in a second. And that is what I'm doing right there. So this is what I do to get the upper edge right here is I have all these little things. And I notice, I have a friend of mine who is trying to build a bird of prey with a hot shock tube. And it's just all these little details. He tried to glue the coupler and it wasn't straight. And I'm like, dude, to show you me doing it would literally have to be me sitting here and doing it. You know, I mean, I would literally have to. I mean, when I make a coupler and a plunger tube for like a bird of prey, I'm sitting here all night watching some old Cagney films. So that got me thinking, dude, I got to do a show. Not only that, I got to test this bandwidth, you know. So I'm thinking about doing a regular show every Friday night. Just me kicking it like so. Made a dangerous start with a tip from a 3D printed hot end. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, but I kind of am away. Okay, yeah, I wanted to show you this. I'm kind of away from dangerous darts. I'll tell you why. It's not that I'm like a pacifist or anything like that. I just see these ribs right here. So these ribs that join, and the only way they're effective is you have glue around them. If you have no glue around them, it doesn't do you any freaking good. Also, glue on the back, that's big, because what happens is the glue dries right there, and it makes kind of a seal, so that air doesn't get past it. So I do the same thing with a bird of prey. Here, let me show you. Where I use go-to glue as a seal. So if you see back there, that's go-to glue, that whole thing. And it pushes against these sides. And even though this isn't only just stuck on with crazy glue, you got the front of this that reinforces it, and you got this go-to glue. You can see there's go-to glue and grease in there. And oh, how am I gonna deprime this? Oh yeah. Shit. Hold on. This is gonna be tough. Okay, good. Not perfect, but that was really powerful. That hurt actually. Okay, so yeah, so if you do that on the back of a dart, your air is never going to get in, and if your gluing is sealed really nice and it has no air, when you throw it through a barrel, shooting a long shot or a bird of prey or an air gun, maybe an LSK-4B, something like that, it's gonna fly consistently, and that's what we're aiming for right here, is to make things fly consistently. So let me do one more here. And we'll get to talking about something else. But this is what I do on Friday. I just pretty much maintenance, blaster maintenance. I would do more barrels if I didn't run out of pledge. I actually ran out of pledge. I'm such a freaking goon. Oh yeah, and the flyo blaster. Unfortunately, I don't have I don't have a 3S yet. A friend of mine, Corey, actually ordered it for me, but I'm still waiting for it. The 3S and the charger. Which, by the way, lipo safety is a big one. I couldn't believe how involved it was. For a Springer guy like me, who doesn't really do a lot of flywheel, it's huge. I was reading through, Southburst Spring Nerf Club, a few other guys. Xavier did one. I was reading through everybody's lipo safety guides, and I noticed, dude, wow, you really have to charge them to 4.2 volts. Discharge them to like 3.7 and store them and balance charge them, and there's a lot to it. It's not as simple as having like a battery pack. And I know I'm glad I found out the easy way rather than the hard way. You have to have a metal container just in case the thing decides to go, Hindenburg on you, man, there is a lot to it. So for anybody just to jump on it, and Heath Hale did not send me a lipo, and I don't blame him, dude. Yeah, there was a lot I had to learn. You're talking about a guy who does nothing but spring, and then all of a sudden he's got one backup blaster, which is the Pigeon. And oh, by the way, like the paint, it's a little bit of a rough texture. I wanted it to be rough because I like it to have some grip to it. But this is actually Robin Blue Metallic. The top is gold. I'm gonna give it another layer of gold. It's just a test or it's metallic gold. The grips too. And then I did the highlights of these black, just to give it that kind of breakup look to it. And I like that. It's cool. But the thing is, and I don't think the video does this justice. In the day, this is like neon blue. And these little sparkles. I mean, it looks like a color that you would see out of like the 1920s or something. And it looks really deep. It's almost like an Italian car blue, like something you would see on a Ferrari 365 GTS or something like that. Something like that. Oh man, the first time I saw a Ferrari GTS with a metallic blue, I saw a 1973 Ferrari, and I was like, whoa, man. Good charger, long way with lipos. Yeah. And especially if you take time to charge them and you do it right and you make sure you discharge it and you don't go below 3 volts, which we also got a voltage alarm. So my friend Corey Riven, the Wolf Man, he was really, really, really cool about teaching me this stuff. And, yeah. Oh, beer, man. We gotta go bourbon. Bourbon's the way, man. There's a reason I drink bourbon. Oh, yeah. But, there are a lot of cool cars on the Motor Trend channel, but, Motor Trend used to be a little tread down. I like Top Gear, what's their new one they do on Amazon? I don't think they've done a new one since season 2. They did a really good episode on the Jaguar and why it was that year only selling 200,000 Jaguars, and BMW sells like millions of cars. Yeah, but no, I drink bourbon, pretty much. Because I'm actually allergic to hops, and I'm allergic to sulfates in one. I can't actually drink undistilled liquor. It has to be distilled liquor. It can't be anything else, So, my friends over at Manhattan Beach Nerf Club have been really good. If you guys were at Ragna and you met Skylar and Corey and Brittany. Really cool people. Really cool stuff. Right now, we're in the middle of incorporating with Scoon, and we are doing a lot of really cool things for the community. One of which is Armageddon 20 is coming up, and well, I can't tell you too much about it, but I can tell you we're really thinking of some plans for that game, for Arma 20. Oh, this is the paint I used, by the way, the blue. I gotta do this. The blue is actually, and I know Michael Glenn is gonna be like, Chris, what are you doing? But I like to hand paint things texture. It just, doesn't feel like, it doesn't slip out of your hands. That's it right there. It's just extreme glitter, folk art, Robin Egg Blue Sparkle, and it's really cool. This was like black and gold. If anybody wants me to IMU that message. And it was too real looking, You got the gold slide, you got the black. It really kind of did look like a real gun. And in SoCal, cops will look for an excuse to shoot you. It's not even. Yeah, I do. The thing is like, you need many layers. This is like 8 layers of Robin Egg Blue, which, by the way, the color of Robin Egg Blue is actually that without the sparkle. The wings? Yeah. In one coat, it looks like this. It's this blue, which is the reason I saw it. When I saw it at Walmart, I was like, Robin Egg Blue? Wait a minute. That's Rebel Blue. Oh, shit. Oh, snap. I'm buying that. But you apply more coats to it, it makes it deeper. The sparkle has a lot of dimension to it. And then also, it has a texture to it. You grip it. It's not, when your hands sweat, it's not going to, like, slip out of your hands. This is my backup blaster. I even got a shoulder holster for it that I made myself. I do not want this blaster slipping out of my hands during an HVZ. I don't want it to happen. This doesn't have enough suction. 1 second. I don't want that to happen. And the last thing I want is my backup blaster. It's bad enough that the Mauser does it sometimes, because the original Sharpfire just doesn't have any texture to it. The new ones do, though. I'm doing a commission for a friend, actually Mr. Heathpants. And I'm finishing up another Mauser Fire commission that I have done for somebody else. And I like the fact that the new one has texture to it. A lot of texture to it. It doesn't slip out of your hands as bad. Yeah. So, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now, Michael, Nerm from Nobicon, he is a paint master. Gosh. That guy paints just incredible stuff. I've talked to him, chatted with him. That guy, a lot better painter. Me, I'm not much of a painter. I'm a lot more of a performance modder. But I really did want this to pop, and I didn't want to have it. Originally it was blue and black, and all my friends were like, you know what, but you're gold and blue. Oh, okay, gold and blue. And this is same thing. This is Testor's Arctic Blue, metallic. But I don't like the fact that the metallic is really fine. This is for like model cars. I wish it had a little bit more of a metal flake kind of a look, like I did the top. But that's not paint. What that is actually glitter tape. You laminate packing tape on that with glue, and then you laminate it, because below it is fiberglass and packing tape. And it's not wise to break up the packing tape. The reason is because it kind of provides a little bit of crack-resistant structure, and you have to bend these apart to get the tube out of there whenever you have to service it. So that fiberglass cannot be fragile. It can't crack. If it does, you're doing a whole new shell. And of course, we all know Starshots aren't made anymore, so you want to kind of preserve them. Also, the laminate tape even makes it more shatter resistance, which is really nice, because it's soft. It gives, But yeah, so this is what I do here, and then I'll cut them down with my sizing die. Where did I put the sizing die? Oh, it's around. And pretty much what I'll end up with is another half here. So what I was dumping out earlier out of this box, which I can't believe the bird did not break that with a rubber head. I just can't, because I've seen the bird break like 2 layers of cardboard with a rubber head. But then again, it wasn't with pledge in it. That might have had an effect on it. That's what was in here. So what I'll do here is I'll cut the other side, trim it, you know, and yeah. Oh, fiberglass. If you're gonna do fiberglass and 3D print, Nintendo, what you want to do is you want to use PETG. The reason you want to use PETG is compatible with compatible with epoxy. Okay, so when you glue it, you don't need like another layer of like crazy glue and fiberglass like you do the ABS parts, like the Rebel parts. And you may notice I'm wearing a old pair of PJs because that just happened. Yeah. So when you laminate it, you can just put epoxy and fiberglass on top of PETG, and it will work. I recommend sanding it down maybe with a 150 garnet or 150 silicone carbide. That would do really good. Okay. Yeah. But I've even done it where I haven't done it, and I had to do something in a hurry just to get it going. And it happens to be the plunger head that's in the Type A right now, the Type AR. The one I took to Ragna, the high-power rifle bird of prey. Yeah. What happened was I needed to reinforce a head for a prototype that someone was making for Jet. Alan was making for Jet. And I had to test it out, but it cracked. So what I did was I glued it with epoxy, and I put fiberglass on it because we were trying to get the spring guides and the bolt guides right, and I made it work basically. And so I had this head that was around that had about 4 layers of epoxy and fiberglass, and I noticed that no matter what I put it in, it just wouldn't be destroyed. I put 26 kilograms on it. It wasn't destroyed. 18.5 wasn't destroyed. It was originally in Big Blue before it went metal plunger. Wasn't destroyed. And I decided, maybe if I modify the speed seal a bit, put in a thicker O-ring, and use it with the Apollo's 38mm tube, I'll put that in a new bird of prey. Yeah. It's killer, you know. So epoxy and fiberglass can do a lot of things, Boom. A lot of things. I also like your magazines. I think they're cool. I'm going to mention them next show. Your new, you have some Boomco magazines. And he's done a lot of stuff with shorter length Boomco darts. And are you still working on that caliber? You still playing with that? Yeah, because I think that's a good project right there, and it's cool to see Boomtendo finally going and Boomco finally going like Stefan, you know, because I've played around with short heads before, and kind of tried to just take off the rubber head and put like silicone behind it and whatever, but it was hard as heck because that little plastic piece will pierce anything. I've put like dents in my car with those when I play with them. I was like, this is a little too hard for a Nick game. Okay. Even in the Glue Dome days, that would not be acceptable. And he's done a lot of cool stuff, you know. A lot of really cool stuff. So yeah, this is kind of what I do. I think I'm going to do like a couple more of these, and then I'll talk to you guys a little more. Actually, I think we'll get another row done. One more row, and then I'll do another. And then what I do is I usually come back, and I'll do another row, and another row, and another row, and likewise until I'm pretty much done. I missed that. Oh, here we go. I haven't touched caliber so much lately. I've been mostly working on the mags and finishing colors. Yeah, I know you're working on those 3D printed mags. Totally. And they are Stefan length mags. Actually, I think they're a little smaller than Stefan lengths, which is really cool. I really got a big order from Canada, cut springs and printed parts from. Cool. Yeah. So I really think that, you know, that format has yet to really show its true potential. Yeah. So they are the length of Stefan's. Okay, so I like 35, 36 millimeters. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen one yet, but I've seen a little bit here and there and stuff. I've been mostly I think you guys have seen my mischief. 22 millimeters. No, 22 millimeters long. That is way shorter than a normal Steph. Dude, that's cool. So they're 22. See, these little tiny little, wow. No, that's way shorter. That's nice. So that means your whole magazine's shorter, your whole package is shorter, everything's shorter. Yeah. As you guys have seen, I've fought this little crusade that nobody seems to agree with with Worker. Nobody seems to get it. I understand. And I know the economics and all that stuff. You guys saw that little fight. That little fight on Death by Nerf Blaster was not really about Worker. It's more of it is like, I'm not going to let some guy or some people bully me into not saying what's on my mind. Okay, you may not agree with me. I understand. Most of you don't agree with me. I understand. But no one's going to tell me not to say my peace of mind on my own goddamn board. I mean, who would do that? Imagine if some guy went on your YouTube channel and said, you know what, you're not going to say this. You're not going to say this. Nintendo, you're going to say that you like Busby, you don't like Nintendo. You don't like Boomco. You don't like Boomco. You like this. Because that's what the community wants. You're not going to do that? No? Mm-mm. Not at all. You know, no one should do that, you know. Oh yeah, I know. You were raised, Nintendo, you were raised out of adversity. I remember the original days where a lot of people were kind of against it and were kind of, and I was like, dude, you know, I'll teach you how to do spring stuff. I'll teach you how to do that. And I've messaged you, and we traded some messages back and forth. Because, you know, I don't even use Boomco, but I see the potential. I see it. And then Alan, too. You know, Alan Turbino, another guy, real open mind, helped you out with the long shot breach. And now you got the Caliber. And I think the Caliber's better because it's a little bit better for your dart format because it's smaller. And you need longer and thinner rather than fatter and stubby. That's why the Bird of Prey doesn't work all the greatest, but like the Dual Strike does. Dual Strike works pretty well. But I think you can see some real potential there. And it's just like, yeah, and I remember back in the day when I was doing Fire Strike pistols and people were like, dude, this is a waste of time. You shouldn't do this stuff. These have no potential. And I was like, no, they do. They do, you know. But then I took them to meets and this and that, and somebody finally said, dude, you know, you've seen Ice 9 and his Frankenfinder, how he can shoot Steffens out of that. He uses a hopper. It works. You should try it with Bird. And I did, you know, I did. And it was, you know, so at that point there was a little bit more of a collaboration between us two. But for a while, it was really like, I would get up, I would open up Facebook, and there were like 20 people arguing with me. There were just people all, you know, all just, yeah, you know, we'll just work on that seal on the Caliber, and it could be that, or it could actually be the pusher cup itself. That too, like you don't like something about a blaster, improve it pretty much. But yeah, Nick tends to, well, they'll take a 14K spring and they'll use like a flat washer, and what that will do is it will hit like so. And a lot of people used those flat washers and then back them up. Would maybe put a washer behind it, a solid washer behind it to limit it. But I personally like O-rings better. I know a Caliburn doesn't quite do that. A Caliburn uses an O-ring, but it's kind of that idea of if it's a little looser fit, it will go through that draw a lot easier. And with a blaster like a snap pull or a Caliburn, you're gonna see a lot of people are trying to beat that resistance. Okay, Bird of Prey, what I like about it so much is you have so little travel that your period is so short that you can make it air freaking tight and it's not gonna drag you at all. But when you're talking 14K, you're talking 7 inches of draw. Okay, you need to have it needs to glide through there a lot better. And a lot of times that is more productive than having a tight seal on something that it was just long draw, you know, full 11-inch, you know, K26 and all that. Kind of one of the reasons I don't make blasters like that is because I just don't have that mentality. Like my blasters, I do really short draw, shorter than long shot, shorter than red, as a matter of fact. and just a lot of air, a lot of surface area, pushing it at once, and power. It's a different mentality than longer draw, less resistance, and firing. So a Caliburn works on that, but it works great, as a matter of fact. I mean, people have thrown freaking K14s in there and gotten 300 feet per second. I know the Chimera, that thing is a beast with a 20K turf. That thing is a monster. I have only heard about it, but I have seen it in my nightmares, and I will tell you, oh wow, that is freaking brutal. Okay, but then again, that's using more of a long shot tube kind of philosophy, which I kind of subscribe to a little better. You know, and playing around seal, and it seems you get tighter, it worse it shoots, right? Because what you're doing is you are slowing down the plunger velocity. So a plunger has kind of two functions. Okay, I'm almost done. I only have one more to do, and then I'm going to take a break from this. And what I do is I will take the rest of these darts in here, and I will dump it, and I'll throw it in here. Now, I do this for two reasons. One, give me a break. Let me take a break. And number two is what it does is if you try to do, let's say you try to do 200 of these at once, and you notice that the box is angled, okay? It's angled so it doesn't fall. What happens is it will, well, let's put it this way, your glue will dry like this. You don't want it to dry like this. You want it to dry level. So I have to put this away, you know. Messing around Fire Strike, mostly cosmetic, have stock Chrono Springs to put one in. Any thoughts? Dude, I think that will fit. The solid length on a Chronos is 1 inch. If it doesn't fit, cut a couple of coils. But I have fit a 9 Stampy turf into a Fire Strike before, and it worked just fine. And the Chronos is about 8K. It's about the same length. Yeah. Yeah, so that should work. You should have enough solid space to do it. So here we go. Here's what I'll do. I've got two rows of darts here, okay? And what I'll do is I'll take the rest of these 200 and I'll pour these in, all right? And the glue is really nice because it doesn't stick to the sides of these, but it sticks really well to this inside part. Yeah. So, and then what I'll do is I will sit this on a level surface, and I will let this dry for a little while. And this does two things. One, it makes it so it doesn't dry lopsided, and two, it gives me a little bit of a rest. So, yeah. Okay, so let me explain the thing with the seal a little better, Nintendo. Okay, so what you have is you have either kind of a crappy seal but no resistance, and that's better for firing. Or what it's going to do is if you make it too tight, it will bind. Okay, there are a couple things you can do. You can get really close on the ID by messing with it by taking some Teflon tape as a spacer. I don't have any. I thought I did, but basically it's white tape, and there's different thicknesses of white tape. They have the ones that are like 1 mil, 5 mil. One time I played with a Teflon tape that was 20. It was like really thick Teflon tape. They make them in different mil sizes, but typically the blue ones you get at Home Depot are real thin, so you can more gradually build it up. Put the O-ring on that, and then trim the one side and the other side. So all you have is that ring, and what you'll have is a means of adjusting that space. And by doing that, you can now play around with drag and versus tight fit. And by doing this, you can take something with it, even like, okay, I'll show you a blaster where I did this. There, that one. Polycarbonate tube. I have an O-ring there, but it's got Teflon around it because when I first put it on there, it was a little loose. So I threw about 3 layers of Teflon, backed it down 1, went to 2, and that was perfect because this doesn't have a taper. It's a straight polycarbonate tube. So anytime you're dealing with a straight tube, you don't have a taper on your side. So you have to adjust it so that the ring is bigger or smaller. And I think that will fix your caliber part. It's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of effort, a little bit of sweat equity. But that's what I do on all my pistols, all my blasters, pretty much, unless they got a taper tube. But even then, if it's like if I draw a long shot and it's completely like you can take out the pusher and just blow through it, yeah, you don't want that. In the beginning of the draw, you don't want air like escaping like that. So you, again, adjust it. Make sure it's not too tight. Any with a quad rot mod potential. I haven't played with the quad rot yet. I have not seen it in the store or anything. But if it's anything like that new one, that new Doomlands one that has the catch on it, then I think it does. I think a Fire Strike spring or a Fire Strike spring and a 7/8 spring would work really good. So Teflon under the O-ring and not forward and back the O-ring. Right, because what it will do is it will tear up and it will go into your O-ring. So if you keep it entirely under the O-ring, as a matter of fact, if I have a really thin Teflon, I'll actually take the Teflon and I'll fold it over and put it in like around, like so. I'll even do that, but it's nicer to adjust it, just fine tune it, especially when you got the 1 mil Teflon, because you can put like many layers of that stuff and fine tune it. The other thing is that Teflon has a little bit of give to it. O-rings have a little bit of give too, but they don't leave an impression as well as Teflon. They do a little, but not much. And what happens is, by doing that, you if it's a little tight, it will kind of adjust. If you're right on, it will pretty much stay. So you have a little bit of margin of error. Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so much. You guys have any more questions? Anything? Let me put this away. But yeah, this is basically what I did there. This is going to be the other half of that. I think at least 16K for Boomco long barrel. Yeah, I'm also thinking the K26 for Boomco because you have a smaller dump area. Okay, let me explain what dump area is. Dump area is where you have a pusher and it has a hole, okay? And we call it dump. Now, one of the reasons why like a sleeper does so well is you got a 9/16 dump going into 17/3 seconds, which has a 503 interior diameter. Your dump is actually bigger than the barrel diameter, and so you have no resistance of air whatsoever. Yeah, Pro 26 and 20. That sucks. Get the quality control together, guys. It really should be 14. 2mm coil. 3 coils per inch. Yeah, it should be more like 14. Especially at just under an inch. I think it's 0.9644 diameter. I'll have to check. I remember seeing the specs from McMaster-Carr, but it should be a little bit, yeah. So the thing is that when you have this smaller area, the plunger has to work to compress the air to go into that little dump more. Now, that pressurizes your air more, right? So let's say you got a bird of prey. Okay, I got 18.5 going in here. At one point, I had 40 kilograms going in the here. Found that was prohibitive, and that 28 does about the same. And it's going into this 9/16, which with the barrel in there, as you guys saw earlier, is 503. Okay, so there's no restriction. But when you start getting into the 3D printed breeches, especially with Kronos, because Kronos is 40 millimeter diameter and you're trying to make it like 8 millimeters, you have like a dump to plunger tube ratio of like 16:1. That's terrible. Big Blue is I think 9.5:1, and an Omega long shot is about 12:1. But once you get it so compressed that it has to work so hard, you have two options. One, you get a really powerful spring that can compress the air fast enough to supply your long barrel and fire the dart out. Because if you don't, you're going to have problems. You're going to have a really restricted flow. Or two, you increase that dump diameter. So let's pull out another blaster of mine. Chronomag. Why are they never going to make a good 3D printed Chronomag? You want to know why? Because they don't have my dump diameter. Let me get the piece of metal that I use to make the dump. This is 3/16 stainless steel bar stock. Now, when I cut it with a tube, I have a little bit of an in curve on it, and I hit it with file. On the inside diameter, I got 45 caliber diameter of 11.25 millimeters. Okay, that means that it's giving me a little bit of compression going into the 500 diameter barrel, on the 503 diameter barrel, which, by the way, once you work the stainless steel in and you prime it a few times, it will mold the brass into this, and it will be perfect. That's why, like, this has the same thing. As you saw earlier when I did this, make sure no dart in there, just be sure to wax the barrel. Yeah, perfect seal. But yet, I don't have an O-ring that's ever going to break on me. I was showing my prophecy with a friend, and the O-ring broke. It sucks, you know. I brought it for him because he was a small guy, and he needed something that wasn't exactly heavy duty like this thing. And it broke on him. It broke on him in, like, I think, less than a magazine. I couldn't believe it. I was like, ah. So I got to replace the O-ring on that. But what this does is it makes it so there's not so much constriction on the air, and I can get this soft spring 280, hard spring brand new 320. It shoots on average at, say, 280, 290 feet per second, which is good for a magazine fed, you know, for a magazine fed Chronos, which is basically like a go-to kind of thing. So I changed the inner diameter to this, okay, from rival size, you know. But what people are doing with 3D printed, they're making them too small. And so the reason that these guys have such short barrels is that if they use a longer barrel on it, because that dump can only put out so much air, it's not going to fly. It's not going to work, okay? So what doing this out of stainless steel does is it makes it so you can have a thin wall material that's not going to, I mean, I can bend it, right? It's not going to break. And not only that, I have an extra piece of metal to, you know, fend off those lady attackers that always try to, you know, hunt me down for sex. I wish, right? But, you know, it's a pretty good piece of metal. Beat the crap out of somebody if somebody messes with you. But, you know, basically, right. So you have thin wall, large diameter inside, and fits 500 perfectly, and that's why this works. I see this mistake with a lot of people. They'll use this tiny little dump, and they'll have very bad or inconsistent results, and they'll wonder why. And that's because that plunger has to work harder now to compress the air, and that's wasted effort. That's wasted energy. Okay, so the people who do sleepers, they're doing it right. They have, yes, you have more dead space, but you have also less constriction. Now, the nice thing about Chronomag is your dead space is that much. If I pull out a long shot bolt, let me get a long shot tube out. 1 second. Let me get a long shot tube out. If I pull out this long shot tube, okay, my dead space is that much. So not only am I going slightly smaller diameter for the dead space reduction by using a piece of stainless steel, but I'm also got shorter. It's like this short. That's my draw right there. That short. So now I'm dealing with this much dead space, not this much. And what dead space does is that air kind of acts like a spring. And so the more of it you have, it's kind of wasted space. And it's not air that compresses, because the plunger goes down here. You're bringing down your total compression ratio, yet not efficient. But back on the subject, airflow. So I think with Boomco, because you're going, I believe what you're doing, 7/16 on the diameter, and I think your sleeve is, I don't know, your sleeve is one bigger than that. What is that? Not 10 millimeter. What is it? Oh, is it 10 millimeter ID? Yeah, I think it is. Okay. So you're going 10 millimeter ID, so your dump would be like 10 millimeters, and on a normal sleeper breech, 9/16, it's 0.523. That's a big difference. And if you judge the ratio of the inside of that tube by that's big. But it would be even worse with a long shot, because you're dealing with 36 millimeters. You know, at the very end it's 35.5 because it tapers slightly. But your ratio, if you had 10 millimeter tube there, ooh, it's not as good. You know, and you're dealing with the longer draw. But I think that try the seal first. See if you can tune up that seal. That might help you. I think you're fighting more O-ring drag than compression air drag, which I'm talking about. But yeah, this stuff I can say out loud. I can say live, but when I try to say this on video, it's like rambling. I have to really compress myself down. But when I sit here and I talk to you guys, you know, I could increase the dump before it reaches the barrel, larger brass. Yeah, that's an idea. So if you're going to 7/16 and then you're going 11 millimeters or so, like, that would be a lot. And if you do the math, the difference between 7/16 and 11 millimeters. 11 millimeters is 0.429, I think. Okay? Is that 11? No, that's not 11. That's 11. That's 11.5. Excuse. No, wait. No, that is 11. Excuse me. Yeah. 0.429 is 11, or 0.430. So let's say 430 aluminum on the inside. That'd work. That'd work. And if you do the math, the difference, and you compute the front area pi r square, but no volume added to it, so you're not multiplying it by 1 inches, 2 inches, 3 inches. You're just going pi r square, and you take the little dump and go pi r square, and you measure 1 inch for volume, which multiplied by 1 would be your volume 1 inch. That would give you, in cubic inches, which then you convert to cc's, and you have cc's. That would give you your ratio right there. What is your plunger to dump ratio? On Big Blue, it is about, it's 9.5. Omega long shot, it's like 12 because it's an 8 millimeter dump, which is why it has a shorter barrel. It's got 14-inch barrel. It says 16. It can't supply 16. See, so so essentially, what you're doing is you're making it so you're having a bigger bandwidth of air. You are compressing it less, but let's face it, you're going into a Boomco dart. That's a lot of compression. So, and then the ring, which would increase your working pressure if that ring was more precise. Yeah. Also look at your tube. Usually clear poly doesn't have like their waves and valleys. But if you have a lot of waves and valleys, dude, get an air tube, honestly. Get another piece of polycarb. Not acrylic, not PVC, polycarb. If you want to go aluminum, fine. But make sure it's not extruded aluminum, it's folded aluminum. So it goes like this. Yeah. So that would do it. I can't believe this is actually freaking working. I mean, all my life, I've never been able to do... I mean, it doesn't look wonderfully great, but it at least looks good enough to do live. I like that. All this time, I've never been able to do anything live because I don't have... Yeah, are you showing full or cut down? Oh, for the inside? No. Explain. What do you mean full or cut down? For the darts? Oh, the darts. No, those are cut down. It's just that what you do is you take the first part, and then the second part, you're going to cut with a die. You're going to do this, and then you're going to cut these straight and put heads on here. So really, a pack of 200 will be 400 darts. It'll end up to be 400 darts and heads. So $10 to rehead 400 darts, that's pretty cool. It's mostly the effort that costs. And as you can see, I think I did like 25 darts. And it took all that time to do 25 and talk to you guys at the same time. But that didn't really take much time out of it. I enjoyed having you guys. I can't believe this is working. Ah, so cool. They moved the router to the front of the house. I am so happy. Anybody got a shot? Anybody got a drink? Let's drink up, guys. Or load up your bong or whatever, and just kind of, yeah, it's Friday night, man. Relax, have fun. I think I'm gonna do this every Friday. I'm gonna just have like a show like this. People can talk to me. They can discuss. They can ask me questions. You know, 16. I think, yeah, that would help you with your compression. Just poured a shot. All right, you ready? You ready, Nerm? Post time. 1, 2, 3. Boomco straws have that dead space. Yeah, they do have that dead space, but his are only 22 millimeters. They're 22 millimeters long, so I think he's only got, 10, 15 millimeters. I haven't seen one yet, but 10, 15 millimeters. So you're getting rid of all that dead space. Plus, he's dealing with a smaller diameter. This is the thing about Boomco that is interesting. You're dealing with a smaller base diameter, which changes the rules compared to Nerf, where a lot of things we knew that we do would work. Like if I fire a bird of prey, it's no dead space. It's going to fire fantastic 50 cal. As soon as I throw a 7/16, as a matter of fact, hold on one second. Let me get my see if I can find one of his darts he gave me and show you my 7/16 barrel on my dual strike. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my room is that hot. Oop, there we go. There we are. Okay, so this is a prototype that Boomtendo sent me. So yeah, that's it right there. That's my 7/16 barrel. It's built like a swan barrel. Insulated, glued. Okay, except it's 17/32 brass on the outside, and it is 7/16 on the inside, and it's waxed. So this thing, no wax, little tight. Just out of curiosity. I'm gonna take this demon box and shoot it, guys. What do you guys think? There you go. Are you ready? 1, 2, and woo! Look at the carnage. Holy crap. Not only did it rip it, but it took that outside layer. I think this is plastic. That's the big thing. Wow. I can see you guys. Hello. Wow. Wee. Okay. Does that guys, does that tell you the potential we're talking about with Boomco? Even though I'm not a Boomco guy, I support Boomtendo because I see this potential. I fired this blaster with a limited amount of darts. This has got an 18.5 turf in it. This also has the switch to shoot megas. Oh, you guys haven't seen mega shot out of this thing. Ooh. It's mean. Give me a second. It's mean. Oh, shit. Yeah, and I can see it. It's a buster. And not only that, you have a lower coefficient of drag. You have a lower coefficient of drag. You got so many things going for you. You know, with the design, it's just that Boomco never came with the right heads. It never came with the right anything. Now they have done the plastic heads that don't drag on brass barrels. Yeah, that's one of the 3D printed darts that he sent to me with the 3D printed heads. It's like semi-hard plastic. It's not soft like rubber, but it's softer than, let's say, ABS. Yeah. So it's got the dead space from here to here to here. It's got quite a bit of dead space, but this thing reared its head at Armageddon 17, and it was quite something to run from. Because the megas shoot at about 130 feet per second. Oh, you guys hear that? I've even broken heads on these. The bottom one is about 110, 120 feet per second because of the dead space. Ooh. And believe me, you're up against a guy with a shield. This is just great. You got megas that can go almost as fast as if somebody puts an air gun rig on this thing. It's pretty cool. So yeah, and this one has the smaller dump, of course, and it's got all this dead space over here. But what makes it work better than a bird is that it has a longer draw area to supply this air. So the more constriction you have, the more means and time period you need to supply it with air so that it can supply the barrel fast enough. And the smaller you make your dump, there it is. And I really saw that with the Boomco design, that it really needs a thinner, longer tube like a caliber. So I just think it's fine tuning, man. Finding the right spring for it. Even if you got to change the spring rest to take a shorter spring, but stronger spring, that's an idea. But I think you can throw like maybe if you got the arms for it, like a K11. I think a K11 is like, what? Jesus, that's like 30 kilograms. That's really hot. I don't even run 30 kilograms, guys. But maybe some spring doubling, I don't know. But I'm thinking, work on that seal. Make it a little more fine-tuned. Does anybody else have any questions for me? Anything they're working on? Nerm, what you working on lately? And remember when you chatted with me and I always had to run to the bathroom? Because this room didn't have the bandwidth, and it would just cut out. And now, fuck, I'm free. I'm free from the bandwidth. I am so freaking happy. I don't care how many people are watching or not watching. I just don't care. Ah! I don't. It's just so cool. It's really cool just to show people being Chris. No, let's not wash that. Let's let that burn. Yeah. All right, guys. So, any other questions before I sign off? Anything at all? I'll give you a little bit of time to answer. Ooh, does that help the sore throat? Ah. Let it burn. Let it burn. Let it burn. Yeah, anything above 100 proof will tear apart a sore throat quite nicely. Especially like when you're talking cast strength. Let's say you're talking cast strength like single barrel. Wow. That stuff will just... My whole house had a sore throat except me. That one, month that I had a bottle of cast strength single barrel Jack. Ooh. 136 proof. Currently building a Falcon Fire 14. I'll tell you if it breaks. Yeah. The catch, did you guys see the video where that... now, put in mind, that was a 62 Hillman. That's about 18K. You might be okay with 14. And those were like the first ones, okay? Oh, yeah, definitely going to do more streams. Going to do one next Friday. I'm going to have you a Friday night Bourbon Fest where I just drink the hell out of some bourbon and talk. An hour's not quite long enough, but yeah, I might do a 2-hour thing. I'm not sure. Whatever time works. It's kind of like Owl Ranch where I kind of... Oh, no, I can't go yet. I got something to show you guys. Oh, especially Broke. Broke is Broke around. Broke, fuck, I gotta show you. Anybody, if he's not around, if you can get him to look at this chat, there's something I want to show him. Because I was looking at his SEO tags, and I want to show him, and I want to show everybody else who has a YouTube channel right now what I've been doing to improve my views on my channel. Okay? Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, 14's not bad. It's when you put something like a A62 on there and you cut it down, and it shattered, it broke. Also, this was like one of the first Falcon Fires, and I suspect that they changed the plastic since then. They might have. Okay, guys, here. 1 second. This might be a little creepy. Oh my god, the camera angle's changing. Oh, fuck, what the hell are we gonna do? Okay. How am I gonna show this? Alright, so this is our show right now. Look at us. We're in a mirror world. Well, very delayed mirror world. What the hell? Is it like not live? Okay, there we go. Okay, so the very delayed mirror world. I think I cut out or something. Did I cut out, guys? Tell me. Oh, yeah, do tell me when I'm cutting out, by the way. So here we are. Go Google Chrome. And I have something called vidIQ. Now watch this. Watch this. So, let's see. vidIQ SEO score. I don't know how I have an SEO. Oh, okay. So it gave me a few tags by itself. Okay. Nerf, Coke. Why the fuck Coke? I don't know. Chris Cartaya, Singapore. Well, not Singapore. Nerf and a community sniper. Well, I don't know why it gave me those tags. Maybe it's automatic. I don't know. But what this does is really cool. Let's go to Wacom's channel. Let's go to Wacom's channel. Wacom S7. And I'm going to show these up close too. So what vidIQ does, this is the free copy of vidIQ. And what it does is it makes it so you can actually look at other people's tags, see what other people are doing. Okay, Nerf Fortnite Blaster. So let's look at this video. Nerf Fortnite Blaster. There's me. Ah! Crazy old me, right? Okay. This is what I've been doing. Let's pause this for a second because this is not important. What is important is, boom, vidIQ. He's got an SEO score of 48.9.1. Our range is actually 70 to 100. And it's really cool. So here it is, right here. Boom, I got all his tags right there. Check it out. All his tags. Okay? So if you want to see what other people are doing tag-wise, there you go. Okay? But it gets better. It gets even better. Okay? So I got this notion. Well, that's great, Chris. So what am I going to do? I'm going to steal Wacom's tags? Well, don't steal his tags because your videos are individual. Like my video is individual. I actually put individual terms like chronomag and things like that. You don't want to do that. And also you want to make sure it's relevant. You know, tag fraud is a big problem. Okay? You don't want to put like Disney World on a fucking Nerf video and get all these people that look at Disney World going, what the fuck is that? You know, you don't want to do that. Okay? So let's go to one of my videos. Take an in-depth look at Chris's channel here. Okay, it's not a very big channel. Last 48 hours, 456 views. I get about 6,200 views a week. It's not the biggest channel, but you know why it's not the biggest channel? I didn't use any SEO. None! And I mean, I would put in a term here and there, maybe once in a while, okay? But like nothing like I'm doing now. And I realized that my SEO completely sucks. Well, what am I going to do about it? So great, am I going to sit here and type it? And you know how YouTube is, where normally you have to, okay, I'm up to 471 in 48 hours, but you know how you have to sit here and you have to type in all of these terms. Every single one. You don't have to here. You don't have to. So what I do, so there it is. Worker hurricane. Yeah, I know, I'm attacking worker pretty bad. So I have all these terms for worker hurricane. When I'm a man on a mission, I'm a man on a mission. I can't help it. I'm a rebel. What can I say? Okay. So what I have is I have this file on my desktop that has pretty much the common tags I used. So let's open this. There it is. Boom. So, Nerf news, comma, space. Chris Cartaya, comma, space. Modded Nerf guns, comma, space. Nerf modding, comma, space. This is what I start out with. I have another one that has one for Owl Ranch. I have another one that starts out for the 3D videos. You know, like the 3D shooting videos. You know, the gameplay. And I will take this, I will copy, and I will paste it. Okay, I'm going to do this just to be funny, right? I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy, I'm going to paste it. Before this, you could not, unless you had these ruled out, you couldn't do this in YouTube. But vidIQ makes this so much easier. Watch this. So I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to, I don't know. Now, of course, we're not going to make this permanent. I'm just doing it to show you. Paste. Boom. Look at that. I just added all of those. All of those terms. So let's say this is blank, right? I can go and I can add them, okay? So once you have a good tag structure that works, you can just put them in. What I do, here, we're gonna back this up without saving it. Yes, we want to leave because we don't want to change the freaking tags of Owl Ranch around, okay? And I can take them and I have something by default. Now, let's say, for example, I really hate the hurricane, and I really hate the fact that everybody told me that I couldn't say stuff on my own Facebook chan, and I decided one day I'm just going to attack the worker hurricane just to be an ass. You can do that. And what these do right here, vidIQ shows you where you are in the searches. So you don't have to go in your own searches and do it. It will show you right here. Boom. Okay? I'm number 5, Nerf Worker Hurricane. Number 7, Worker Hurricane. Worker Hurricane Nerf 5. Worker Hurricane Ugly, number 1. Yes. See, I can do that. So what you can do is you can take this and you can do it, and it tells you honestly how popular everyone else is, how popular you are, what's going on. Okay, you can use this tool to do this stuff. So Broke Nerfing, I was noticing you don't use that many tags, and you really got to use as much of those 500 characters as possible. Right now, actually, another video I have, one that's actually kind of taking off, is I went to Disneyland and I saw fireworks, the Fantasy in the Sky fireworks show. So, what I did was, right off the bat, I didn't have any searches. And the way you get those tags is what you do is you keep adjusting your tags and you move them forward. And yeah, it may take an hour or two, but when you're a man on a vendetta, like you know Cartaya can be... Yeah. So here I'm like, you know what? This is a pretty good fireworks show. It was shot in 1080. I did a pretty good job shooting it. I want Disneyland fireworks, for fuck's sakes. I want to be on the search. It took me 2.5 hours, but I finally got number 16 on Disneyland fireworks. I got Fantasy in the Sky, Disneyland Fantasy in the Sky, which, by the way, is a copy of the original Fantasy in the Sky fireworks show from back when Disneyland, I believe 59 or 56, I can't remember when. But basically they're doing this short show because they're in the middle of doing their fireworks show, so it's only 5 minutes long. But look at that, Disneyland fireworks, number 16. If I go right now and I type Disneyland fireworks, right now, I've got it. I'm on the search. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys on YouTube just the free version. You don't have to get like the paid version, anything like that. A lot of this other stuff that the paid version has, you can find in other avenues on Google. You can just type it up. I think there's what is that one that shows you everybody's channel? It shows you your own and how much you have, how much earning potential you have, this and that. I forget. But I know everybody uses it. Okay, so let's go Disneyland fireworks. This is how you get your searches up, guys. This is how you do it right here. And put in mind, okay, there's a lot of people in front of me, and these are really outdated shows, though. This isn't the current show. 2018 Pixar Fest, that was last year. New Year's Eve fireworks. And I go to Disneyland, so this is kind of passionate to me. Look at that! Disneyland fireworks show, Fantasies in the Sky. Whose channel is that? Cartaya. That's right. I got on a top search by simply playing with it and playing with the search words. So you'll start out with the terms, and you want to use the most relevant terms that you want. You see? I am live, absolutely. And what happens is you just keep adjusting it till you get it. And once you work with it a bit, you get the logic of it, of SEO. And for years, computer networking guy. I own 3 computers, 3 notebook computers, and a smartphone. Very technical guy, and I never got it. I just couldn't understand SEO at all. But I'm much more into Cisco networking, wide area networking, BGP routing, that sort of thing, than I am this. And for years, I have ignored this. And I got up to 1,100 subs. Don't ask me how I got to 1,100 subs, but I did. And, whew, I tell you, how the fuck did I do that? I so question it, it's like, fuck. Obviously by my modding and my reputation and my games and everything, but I could have done so much better had I paid attention to this. And you look at Lord Drac, and you look at Out of Darts. Okay, here's another really good guy. Out of Darts has some really good SEO knowledge. I've been looking at his tags, and he's in like the top searches on so many things. And it's not complicated. It's very simple stuff. He'll put in K26 mod. He'll put in LiPo, IMR, Kronos K26 mod, that sort of thing. He'll put in these simple terms, and he'll make it work. But a lot of it is the search order and everything else. Sounds complicated, but honestly, you can just drink a beer, sit with your wireless keyboard, and go like, I think I'm going to move that word and see what happens. The other thing you can do, which is really nice, is you can, while you're doing this, actually save it. So let's say you're in the middle of doing this. You don't want to destroy your dang search. And believe me, it is a fear you have, because you can, destroy your dang search if you do it wrong. There is a little save thing, which has a little clip thing by it. So before you change it, let's say you got number 3 Nerf cornerback, and you want to get number 1. Because it's just a moral imperative for whatever reason. You can actually hit that, change it, and if you don't like it, get rid of all your terms and do it. So I'm going to show you that real quick, and then I'm going to buzz off for a second and get really freaking plastered. Because you can already see I'm a little drunk. But it just relaxes me, This is what brings me calm, what makes me happy, Let's see. So let's go back. Nerf News on Hour-Ouch. Episode 36. Okay. Let's go episode 36. I know that's a little hard to see. I'll bring it up close to see. Also, your search terms. Like, for example, I moved because I was on a Worker Hurricane vendetta. I moved that more forward, and that gave me all the search results. It was the last one. It was Nerf Fortnite Pistol, Nerf Mastodon, Worker Hurricane. I got a couple searches, but by moving it more forward in the title, it actually gave me like 2 more searches, which was really, really cool. So watch this. So I'm going to hit this clip art here, right here. This little clip right here. Okay? And I'm going to go, and I'm going to just erase everything. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, Chris, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Oh, no! You just got a 70 out of 100 SEO score. And look how long it takes the SEO score to go down. Those are relative terms to get you other searches, but it's so far down it doesn't matter as much. It's only when you go up here that it matters, see, a lot. Even with that, 13 at, see that? Yeah, 13 and 7. Now watch this, watch this. So there it is. I just destroyed hours of work. It's gone, baby. Dr. Evil will be proud. Well, not quite. I'm going to do this. Watch this. Paste. Boom. It's all back. See that? There you go. Plus, you know, if I accidentally do that anyway, I can just not save it. So what you can do is you can take these terms, you can save them, boom, and you can go back up here without loading your vid. So you don't have to load your vid 50 million times. You don't want to do that because you'll lose realistic terms. And you can go to the link up here or hit the refresh button, whatever you want to do, okay? And you can hit it, refresh it, okay? And what it's going to do is it's going to recompute everything. It's going to recompute all of your SEO. All of your SEO tags. See, and now just redid my searches. Worker Hurricane 5, Worker, 7, Nerf Worker Hurricane 5, Worker Hurricane Nerf 5, Worker Hurricane Ugly. Man, I got really high. I'm like in the top 10 on these searches. But that's because I did all this work to do this. But the nice thing is I can do something like this. Okay, so let's do this. Let's more on, let's see if we can get a search for Nerf Alpha Blaster. I just took that, dragged it, okay? Boom. There it is, okay? If Broke isn't watching, I'm going to show him later, okay? I'm going to save changes, and I'm going to see what that did. Now, put in mind, I hit this little clip before that. I don't want to hit it again accidentally. I am a little loaded. Not much, but just a little. Okay. Now I'm going to reload it. I'm going to see what that does to my searches. Does that hurt me? Does that help me? What does it do? Okay. Okay, Nerf Alpha Blasters. Nope. Nope. And Worker Hurricane went 9. So guess what? And Chris Cartaya number 2. Okay. So what am I going to do? Again, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna completely and totally. I can probably highlight these and delete these at once, but I'm gonna do it like this, just for shits and giggles sake. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And then I'm gonna go like this. Paste. And I'm gonna restore my list where I had them. Save changes. And I'm going to go see them again. Boom. So you can do this like all day, and get the top searches. And it doesn't matter how big of a YouTuber you are, how small. This is unmonetized, by the way. Even though I have 1,100 subs, I'm still not monetized. And yes, that does matter. Okay? And you can actually, yeah. And I'm going to see where my searches are at the moment. It's not loading them as fast. Sometimes it loads them faster than others. Let's see. But it says I have 70 out of 100, so searches are there for sure. By the way, that really ups your score if you have a relative search on your thing. Okay, there we go. 45. Yeah, there we go. I got my searches back. Hurricane 1, 2, 1. Okay, yeah. So I got 7 on that on the example, but oh well. It went from 1 to 7 on Worker Hurricane, but that's okay. I don't care. And the point I just showed you is much more important. So all you guys starting out on the YouTube channel, and I know I'm not like Mr. Views. I'm not like the guy with the most views, the most subs, more anything. You can do this, and you can improve your search results. You can improve your views. You can do all that stuff, and that will work. All right, guys. So until next time, let me go back to my channel. Okay, go see if anybody has any more questions, because I think that's what I'm going to use this show for. I'm going to use this to gauge questions and to gauge people what they need. It'd be nice if I get out of here first. There we go. Yeah. But I wanted to show you that, and the vidIQ modules. It makes it so much easier to do. YouTube, it doesn't have like your saved tags. It doesn't have that stuff, and I feel like it should. It should. I have a question. Are you ready for another shot? Oh, hold on. Let me get a real shot glass going. And I'm ready for a shot. So yeah, let's exit this with a shot, baby. Yeah. Okay, that's clean enough. There we go. Enabler indeed, baby. This is white man's burden right here. Okay. So, Nerm post time. You ready? Alright, cheers. Fuck. Hey, Kyle! Kyle! Dude, this guy's my old homeboy from Norwalk League. He made like, oh fuck, Kyle, buddy. Yeah. This guy taught me everything I know. Him and Hank taught me everything I know about long shots. And he used to have this single long shot that was just bitching. And I mean, the first day I met him, we hit it off so well. And he used to play Norwalk League, and he was really good. Yeah. Oh, Kyle. Yeah, I was just about to leave. But, yeah, dude. We got to catch up. Totally and talk and everything. So hit me up on Facebook, Kyle. I'm about to cut out because I am. But yeah, man. So you guys, thanks for watching. And next week I'll have more tips and more stuff and more everything. And you know what? Don't mind me and Worker. I'm not going to get mad at you if you roll with the Talonnags or Prophecies or definitely not a Dominator. If you could get one of those running really good, I'm going to be like, you got skill, man. You got skill. And take care. Don't you go changing. Nerm, we got to chat one day. Now that this is working, this is really cool. And he still has it. He still has the Mark III. Yes. Oh, man. Yeah, the one I worked on, that's awesome. That's great. But he was a great player. And there's a guy that can play. He can play single long shot. He can play strife. He can play anything. He was a king at HVZ. He was a king in long range. This guy was extremely versatile. I would really like to see him, Kyle Pettigrew, back in a game again. And really play again, because he was a born freaking Nerf leader, and I hope to see you again. So anyway, I gotta go pass out for a little while. Take care, and don't you go changing, or I'll find you. You know what that means? I gotta shoot you. It's the American way. It just is.